My name is Mutheu, the reigning Miss Global Kenya 2023, and I am a millennial on the move. I'm a recent graduate at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. I was pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, majored in Statistics. I am a model choreographer, and an education advocate. I'm also the reigning Miss Global Kenya. Being Miss Global Kenya is an honor. I'm really overjoyed to know that I'm going to represent my country. In primary, I went to White Star Academy, and I also went to St. Michael Girls in Kerugoya. I found the best maths teachers. I remember I was awarded best in maths when I was in St. Michael's in Kerugoya in the entire school. So even in high school, I was really good at maths, and it's not a surprise for my high school mates that I got to pursue maths in campus. A typical day for me will be an all-inclusive day for my training. So it includes my workout training, my catwalk training, my public speaking skills, and also watching various international pageants just to familiarize myself with pageantry knowledge. As I said before, I'm an education advocate, so I get to give children an opportunity of restoration to obtain proper education. So this entails providing resources for underprivileged students. In partnership with the Kenya National Library Services, we got to donate textbooks and storybooks to Kibera Blessed Academy. Also, by the help of my family and friends, we also got to supply writing materials to the same school. So I really enjoy it because I know I get to impact another child's life positively. I get to do something so much more than myself, more than the crown on my head. Growing up, I used to be called a model a lot because I was tall. So I used to watch pageants with my mom, Miss Kenya. And then I used to be a fan of reading magazines that's all about modeling. In high school, I modeled for official categories. I never contested for Miss Kabare. At the time, it was Miss Beauty and Brains. So I don't know what was holding me back for the longest. When I went to choir, the first and second year, I was just watching people from the audience, but I knew I would do something like that. So in my third year, I contested. I got first runner-up, and then I went back the next year and actually got crowned Miss Choir 2022-2023. Later on last year, I was a Miss World finalist, Miss World Kenya finalist, and then a week later, I got to know that I'll represent my country at Miss Global Kenya. What sets me apart from other models, I will say it's determination, because people start out and when they don't get the crown one time, they tend to give up. I won't say I have been crowned all of my pageants. There's some which I've failed at, and it's just a stepping stone to the next, to progress and do better in my next, because really no one, there's no one who doesn't fail at life. Yeah. You can never be too prepared. So even after winning one, you'll keep on preparing. At choir, we got trainers who are funded by the school. So training was always by former models who've contested for choir. And then you also have to watch international pageants, how they're practicing, just to learn more of what you're not getting. Right now, for my Miss Global journey, I have a pageant coach. She mentors me and guides me through intensive training. So on my catwalk, on my speech, on my etiquette, she really focuses on them because she's been to international pageants before. Being a pageant queen is actually being a role model to all girls out there, because girls are all about the glamour, but really the advocacy takes a big part on it, because as a beauty queen, what are you doing for the ones who are younger than you? So So it's a whole responsibility. Someone might think it's just a walk in the park, but it isn't. So from the intensive training to planning how you're going to carry out your project, it takes a lot of time, effort, and resilience. In pageantry, I like the glamorous bit, I won't lie. So also the creativity I get to showcase through my outfit, but then again, the positive impact I get to make for someone else, that is a different kind of joy, really. The challenging bit of pageantry, I'd say, maybe the timing, because for all pageants, you have to prepare for them differently. So sometimes you feel like you've run out of time if you've gotten to see like the auditions late or so. Another thing is, okay, when it comes to the question and answer segment, I grew up as a shy kid, so I had to really get out of that zone through the leadership I got in primary school. So I still practice on that, really. Because when it gets to the question and answer, you get nervous a bit, but you can't show it, really. You just have to answer the question with full confidence, because that's the part of the marks you're earning. Another bit, I got to learn the downside of pageantry, really, because there's one pageant I attended and I won, but the grand prize that was to be awarded to the winner, I never got that. So that was a really hard phase. Another one is, it's a competition, so one of the contestants, if they get to see you're a threat to them, I have experienced it personally. Someone tried to hinder my win, yeah, and it wasn't a good idea to do so. The correlation between maths and modeling, that's a tough question. I'd say I love them both, so I just have to do them because maths has always been there with me. Primary, high school, over to campus. I think we all love different things. The correlation, I'd say maybe in statistics, when it comes to surveying different projects, when you get to see the number of, like in my situation, getting to check the value of children who really need help and the resources that we're providing, we really have to check on that, other than those who already have what we are giving. Probably that. Growing up, I was always adventurous. Among my siblings, I was the one who was always outside playing. And I was also athletic. I used to win almost all my races. And a core memory is when I was in class 1. I used to win so many of them, they had to be sure of it. So I got to compete with the class 3s, and guess what? I won. Also, I was really intelligent, like I said. I was best in maths in the entire of my primary school. And I was also into leadership, music festivals, basketball. Yeah, I also played Scrabble in high school. In high school, I will never miss out on music festival. I was shy, but I actually took the solo pieces. Yeah, so the solo pieces, the choral verses. I did Taarab in high school. And then there was also the debate club and the fashion and design club, because I remember we used to make bow ties to wear on the weekends. That's why I really did the official for Miss Cabaret. So growing up, I actually had so much I wanted to do. I wanted to become a lawyer in class 3. That changed along the way. When I used to read the Ben Carson books, I wanted to venture into medicine, but my science was not that up to par, apart from my physics. And then I knew, by the time I was leaving high school, I knew I would venture into aviation, but I didn't manage to do so right after high school. So I knew the only thing I liked is maths. That's why I opted for it when I moved to Catholic University. One of my highlights is being chosen Miss Global Kenya, but I'll tell you more about this after the break. Welcome back. My name is Mutheu and I'm the reigning Miss Global Kenya. I was telling you about my highlights and it's about being chosen Miss Global Kenya. So it's not where I'm at, it's about the progress that I've made. So coming over from being Miss Queer, I've recently handed over my crown to moving on to Miss World Kenya. I was a finalist and I really appreciated that moment because, like I told you, I was watching it on TV with my mom, and then moving on to her seeing me on stage, I was really proud of that. And then a week later, I got chosen to be Miss Global Kenya, which I had applied for it prior. And okay, it was really fulfilling to know I've really gotten what I was pursuing. Okay, so I got the email when I was at the salon getting ready for Christmas. Let me say it came as a present to me just to close off 2022. And from then I had to just sit down, plan out how I want my journey to be like, plan out on the photo shoot, on how to announce, now get my pageant coach and mentor, really involve my family and friends so that I have support throughout. In my pageant journey, I'll say I have worked with various models on their own projects to begin with. So when I was first runners up, Miss Queer, I got to do street peace awareness, which was held in Kibera. And then, okay, we also visited an orphanage in Rongai before my pageantry journey started. So it was about donating food, clothes, just being with the children for that moment. And I've also done street feeding when I got awarded Miss Global Kenya, and now I run my own advocacy in partnership with the library to donate books to various schools in the rural or suburban areas. Okay, carrying out my advocacy on education, it's really a proud moment. I didn't see it coming. When I first visited the school and went on to look for brands to help me out, it was a joy that I didn't know of before, knowing that at least it will change someone's education life, because moving from a private primary school to a public school, I saw such a big difference. In my private school, we used to have textbooks, each and every one of us. When I moved to the public school, we're either sharing 2 of us or even 4 of us, and it was difficult for some people to even buy their own writing appliances. So I really had to reduce the gap between both schools. Yeah, so I had to venture out and look for schools that are really in need of my help. So the biggest lessons that I've learned is being resilient. I'd say moving on from one pageant to another, like I said, it requires different things. So you plan differently, you train differently, and even the categories are different. So you have to switch up into the next and you make sure you do better. Not that because you didn't win the previous one, it means like you won't win the one you're contesting for. So it's just pushing forward, and you all want that crown. So you really have to do something so much different from the rest. Okay, so I remember when I first contested for Miss Square, it was a challenge because I had an Egyptian attire, so I went for a white dress and then ornaments. So while we were changing, we were kind of in a muddy area, and someone dropped my dress. I picked it up, it wasn't dirty, and she intentionally dropped it for a second time, and it still didn't get dirty. I don't know how, because it was a really dirty area. So, okay, what I'd advise people really is, if it's yours, it will end up being yours. You don't have to feel bad for someone, just try and improve on what you're lacking in, because your contestants are people who you're going to meet elsewhere. From one pageant to another, I've met the same kind of people, and these are people we end up doing projects together. The people who refer you to much bigger events you can take part in. It has happened in my case. My mantra in life is, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. I'm always a passionately curious person. I'm always willing to learn new skills every day. So I love a good challenge. So like watching various pageants, not in comparison to the other, it's just to familiarize and expand your knowledge in pageantry. So I do that on a daily. And also, I also train the choir models, and by training them, I get to practice on my own too, just to polish up and perfect my work and everything else. I also have, like I said, a mentor who really involves me in extensive training. I'd say millennials go wrong in pursuit of their dreams when they do not try at all, or they quit after they start. So there's no perfect time to start, the time is now. And you always should remind yourself why exactly you started, why you were so passionate about even starting. My hobbies are crocheting. I learned that from my mom. So when I was young, I used to sneak up and try finish her pieces, but it was so evident. So she had to teach me how to crochet, but we didn't crochet for a long time up until COVID, when I started making my own pieces, or my friends will make orders for me to crochet some of their pieces. I also like braiding. I learned how to braid when I was 10. So when I was in boarding, we had such long queues just to get your hair braided, and I had to learn by myself how to braid, and I used to do it by myself, and I also did my friend's hair. And I think that was also influenced by my mom, because she always did our hair when we were small. I also like to hike. We used to go for presidential award expeditions in various parts like Ngong Hills over our high school holidays. So, okay, I want to go and hike Mount Longonot soon because I really miss hiking. Something else is I love reading. Because I want to do finance as a career, I love reading financial literacy books. An advice I have for anyone who wants to become a model: if you're young, you can start out early. Just look for somebody who has achieved so much in their pageantry careers so that they can guide you, not to stumble upon the pageants that I'm talking of not being genuine. Also, if you're old, there are so many pageants like Miss Global. Actually, Miss Global is from 18 to 35 years of age, and now Miss Universe has no age limit apart from being over 18. So such pageants you can involve yourself in. It's never too late to start out. It's an honor to represent a country that means so much to so many. I'd want Kenya to walk with me. So to support me and vote for me, kindly follow at Miss Global Official on Instagram. You can also follow me at _Joy Mutheu on Instagram, and on TikTok at Joy Mutheu _. Thank you.